Dibia, please save me. My manhood is dead. It is like a wet rag. Even when it manages to wake up, it does not last longer than the blink of an eye. I am a laughing stock in my wife's bed. Dibia, it is my stepmother, Mama Ngozi. I know it is her. She swore on her father's grave that I would never hold a child of my own in this village. She has locked my manhood in her spiritual pot.
Agbala, Ani, spirits of the 4 market days, speak to your son. Let the wind blow away the smoke of lies and reveal the rock of truth. He casts the cowrie shells onto a carved wooden divination tray, studying their pattern intently. He sighs deeply, shaking his head. Chidi, look at these shells. The oracle does not lie. Your stepmother's hands are clean. Her spoken words were bitter, yes, but she has no hand in this. The lock on your manhood was forged by your own hands.
No, Dibia, that cannot be. How can it be me? I am the victim here. She hates me. I don't have the spiritual power to lock myself up. It must be her witchcraft, Dibia. Look again.
Silence. Do not insult the gods with your blindness. Witchcraft is the lazy man's explanation for his own foolishness. Sit back and answer my questions truthfully. Tell me, what do you feed your body? Do you drink the heavy local gins, the ogogoro, and the sugary mixtures they sell in the motor parks to give men power?
Yes, Dibia. Every evening after work, I drink 2 or 3 bottles of the herbal gins, the ones they say make a man strong, and I drink a lot of sweetened palm wine too.
You drink poison and expect a miracle. Those sugary mixtures and heavy alcohols damage the small blood vessels that carry life to your manhood. If blood cannot flow there, it will remain like a sleeping python. Tell me again, what about your mind? What do you do when you are alone in the city, away from your wife?
Well, when I am lonely in the city, I look at dirty pictures and videos on my phone, and I relieve myself, many times a week, for many years, even before I got married.
Aha! There lies the demon you invited yourself. That habit of the hand trains your mind and your body to rush, to finish quickly before you are caught. You have rewired your body to be a sprinter when marriage requires a marathon runner. Combined with the anxiety and fear of failure you feel every time you approach your wife, your spirit panics and the gate opens too soon. This is a grave matter, Chidi.
Hey, God save me. So I did this to myself? My lifestyle has ruined me? Dibia, please. What is the gravity of this situation? Am I doomed forever? Will I never be a man again?
The gravity is high, Chidi. If you do not stop, your marriage will break. Your confidence will wither like a leaf in the dry season, and the stress will eventually take your life. The gods cannot cure a man who keeps drinking poison. You must drop the bottle. You must stop the habit of the hand. You must clear your mind of fear. Only then will the herbs I give you to cleanse your blood and restore your nerves have any power.
Dibia, my ears are open and my heart is heavy. Please break this thing down for me. I always thought a man's strength was automatic, like a well that never runs dry unless an enemy poisons it. Are there other paths a man walks that lead him into this dark forest of weakness and rushing?
Sit properly and listen, Chidi. The body is like a network of rivers. For a man to stand strong, the blood must flow like a heavy flood into his manhood and stay trapped there. Anything that blocks or weakens that river causes what you call a weak erection. Apart from the sugar and alcohol you pour into your belly, there are illnesses of the blood. The sickness of the sweet blood, which the modern world calls diabetes, eats away at the nerves and vessels. High blood pressure does the same, hardening the pipes so blood cannot flow freely.
I see. The river must flow. But Dibia, what about the rushing? Why does the gate open so quickly? Even when I manage to get a bit stiff, the joy does not last past a few seconds. Is it also because of the blood?
No, the rushing, premature ejaculation is often a disease of the mind and the nerves, not just the blood. When a man is carrying too much load on his head, trouble at work, debt, or a sour relationship with his wife, his mind is in a state of war. A mind at war cannot find the peace needed to sustain pleasure. It wants to finish the job and flee from danger. There is also the matter of extreme sensitivity. Some men are born with nerves that are too awake, responding to the slightest touch like dry grass to a spark.
So stress and worry can kill a man's timing? Debia, to tell you the truth, since this problem started, every time I look at my wife, my heart beats like a traditional drum. I am always terrified that I will fail again. Does that fear also play a part?
You have hit the nail on the head. That is the trap of performance anxiety. The fear of failure is the failure itself. Every time you approach your wife with fear, your body releases the juices of flight and panic, shutting down the erection and forcing an early release. It becomes a vicious cycle. And let us not forget physical exhaustion. A man who breaks his back working from dawn till dusk under the hot sun without rest cannot expect his body to perform miracles at night. A tired body is a weak body.
This is deep, Debia. So it is a combination of what I eat, how I use my hand, the stress in my mind, the fear in my heart, and even lack of rest. I thought it was just one arrow shot from my stepmother's compound.
Sit down, young man. It is easier to blame a witch than to look in the mirror. There are even infections, hidden heat in the urine, problems with the prostate gland that can cause these things. You see, the enemy is not outside. The enemy is the lifestyle you lead in the city. To fix the root, we must change the soil.
Debia, you have opened my eyes, but please, let us dig deeper into this soil. I want to know everything so that when I leave this shrine, no doubt remains in my mind. Are there other hidden things we do daily, or things inside our bodies that can secretly put out a man's fire or make him rush like a thief in the night?
There are many hidden paths, Chidi. Look at this fat. Many young men in the city have abandoned the healthy foods of our ancestors, the yams, the vegetable soups, the fresh fish, and are now eating modern, oily, fried foods every single day. This heavy grease clogs the inner walls of your blood vessels, just like dirt clogs a water pipe. When the pipes are narrow and choked with fat, how can the blood flow with enough force to make a man stand like a pillar?
Ah, Debia, you speak as if you watch me in the city. Fast food, fried meat, and oily pies are what I survive on because of my busy job. But what about the rushing, Debia? Is there a physical sickness inside the body that can make the gate open too quickly, apart from the mind?
Yes, there are physical enemies within. There is what we call the heat of the prostate gland, an inflammation or infection deep inside a man's reproductive paths. When that place is swollen or infected, it becomes highly irritable. The slightest excitement causes the gland to contract violently, forcing an early spill before you are even ready. Chemical imbalances in the brain's messengers, the things that control your mood and timing, can also cause this breakdown.
Infections? Debia, sometimes after I relieve myself or pass water, I feel a slight burning sensation deep inside, but I always ignored it, thinking it was just ordinary heat. Could that be a part of it?
Aha! You see? The body speaks, but you refuse to listen because you are too busy blaming your stepmother. That internal burning is a warning sign of an infection that needs to be flushed out. Furthermore, look at your modern habits. Many of you city men sit in one place for 12 hours a day, driving cars or staring at computers without ever breaking a sweat or lifting a heavy load. A sedentary life kills the muscles of the pelvic floor, the very muscles that a man uses to hold back his seed and maintain his hardness.
So, my food, my lack of exercise, a hidden infection, and even the way I sit all day at work, they are all working together against me? Debia, it is as if I have been fighting a war against my own manhood without even knowing it. Debia, The more you speak, the more I realize that my stepmother is just sleeping peacefully in her house, while I have been burning down my own barn. Please do not be angry with my many questions. Is there anything else? What about the modern herbs and capsules that men buy from vendors on the streets? The ones they claim can cure everything from waist pain to weakness? I have swallowed many of them in secret.
O Tapiapia, poison. You have just mentioned one of the greatest destroyers of young men in this age. Those unverified mixtures, packed in plastic bottles with no measure and no name, are full of heavy chemicals. They do not just fail to cure you, they slowly destroy your kidneys and your liver. When the kidneys are damaged, the body cannot filter the bad waters from the blood, and a man whose kidneys are failing will lose his manhood completely. You are chasing a shadow and stepping on a cobra.
Chineke, my kidneys. I had no idea I was playing with death just to prove I am a man for one night. Dibia, what about smoking? Many of my friends in the city smoke cigarettes and other leaves to cool down the stress. I only smoke occasionally when the pressure of life becomes too heavy. Does the smoke also reach down there?
Look at this smoke, Chidi. It rises, but eventually it suffocates the air. The smoke you pull into your lungs contains a dark soot that narrows the blood vessels throughout your entire body. It acts like a tight knot tied around the pipes that feed your manhood. If the pipes are choked by smoke and grease, even the strongest desire in your heart will not move the flesh. And for the rushing, did you know that even low levels of certain vitamins, the ones you get from fresh fruits and the sun, can make your nerves jittery and unstable?
I understand now, Dibia. Every piece of the puzzle fits perfectly. The street medicines, the occasional smoke, the bad food, the lack of fruit, the sitting all day. I have built a prison for myself. There is no witch in my village. The witch is the lifestyle I brought from the city. I am ready to change, Dibia. Tell me, what must I do to reverse this curse of my own making? Dibia, there is something else I hear the city men and the gym trainers talk about. They call it testosterone. They speak of it as the very oil that keeps a man's engine running. Some say when this oil runs low, a man becomes like a woman, soft, tired, and completely useless in bed. Please, what is this testosterone, and how does it affect the stiffness and the rushing?
Ah, you have mentioned the sacred fire of manhood itself. In our traditional way, we call it the aga, the masculine force that the gods put inside a man to make him a man. The modern world calls it testosterone. Look at this iron stone. Testosterone is what makes a man's body firm, his voice deep, and his spirit bold. It is manufactured deep within a man's testicles. It is the commander-in-chief of your desire. Without it, the brain will not even send the signal down to the river to open the gates of blood.
So it is the commander. If the commander is asleep, nothing happens downstairs? But Dibia, how does a man lose the sacred fire? Does it just dry up on its own as we get older? Or are there things we do that kill the commander?
It slows down slightly as the winters pass. Yes, but young men like you are killing your own commander before your time. First, look at the fat around your belly. When a man carries too much soft fat, that fat acts like a thief. It secretly transforms your masculine fire, your testosterone, into the soft energy of a woman. Estrogen. The more belly fat you carry, the less testosterone you have. You are literally drowning your commander in your own fat.
Whoa! So my big belly is actively fighting my manhood? I thought it was a sign of good living in the city. What else destroys this fire, Dibia?
Good living. It is a slow death. Another great enemy of testosterone is lack of deep sleep. The commander is only restored and rebuilt when you are deep in the arms of the night, sleeping peacefully without a care. But you city men, you stay up until midnight watching glowing screens, drinking alcohol, and waking up at dawn to fight traffic. When you deprive your body of rest, a stress poison called cortisol floods your blood. Cortisol and testosterone are like two warriors from enemy villages. When cortisol is high, testosterone is forced to flee.
Cortisol, the poison of stress. That explains why on the weeks where my boss screams at me the most, I feel completely empty inside, with no desire whatsoever. But Dibia, what about the rushing? Does low testosterone also make a man finish quickly?
Yes. When your testosterone is low, your confidence vanishes. You become anxious, moody, and easily frightened. A man lacking this masculine force handles intimacy with panic rather than power. Because the erection is weak and unstable due to low testosterone, the mind panics and says, "Finish quickly before the stick falls completely." It ruins your timing entirely. To build it back, you must lift heavy things, sleep like a baby in the night, eat the natural fats of the coconut and avocado, and throw away the stress.
Dibia, you are speaking like a man who has traveled to the future and back. This aga, this testosterone, please open the scroll completely for me. How exactly does the body create it from the things we put in our mouths? And what are the exact daily habits and foods that feed this commander and those that slaughter him? Leave nothing out.
To understand how it is created, Chidi, you must understand that the body is a grand laboratory. It begins in the brain, the high king of the body. When the brain sees that you are resting well and are confident, it sends a spiritual messenger down to the testicles saying, "Build the fire." But the testicles cannot build this fire out of nothing. They need raw materials. And do you know what the primary raw material is? It is cholesterol, healthy, natural fats. The testicles take these fats, mix them with zinc and magnesium from the earth, and forge the testosterone. They tell you to avoid bad fat, the grease from your city fry pans and packaged biscuits. But your body craves good fat. If you do not eat good fat, your commander will starve to death. To feed him, you must eat foods like the avocado pear, the oil from the coconut, fresh eggs from local chickens, including the yellow yolk, which is pure gold for your testosterone, and nuts like the tiger nut, aya or ophio, and walnuts. These are the coals that keep the masculine fire burning hot. You also need heavy iron from bushmeat, liver, and pumpkin seeds, ugbogulu, which are packed with zinc. Avocado, local eggs, tiger nuts, pumpkin seeds.
I am locking these in my mind, Dibia. But what about the foods that actively poison and discourage this commander? What should I run away from at all costs?
Run from the white poison, highly processed sugar. Sugar causes your body's insulin to spike, and whenever insulin is high, testosterone drops like a stone thrown from a cliff. Avoid the modern soy products that are packed into city processed foods. They contain elements that mimic female energies. And stay far away from beer. Beer made from hops is a great destroyer of the commander. It tells your body to store fat on your chest and hips, making a man soft like a woman. If you must drink, a small horn of fresh, unfermented palm wine from the tree is enough.
No wonder. I drink beer to look big, but I am only making myself weak. Dibia, what about our daily movements? You mentioned sitting all day, but are there other habits that secretly drain this oil from a man's lamp?
Yes, Chidi. The commander loves victory and hates defeat. When a man lives a life of constant submission, always being bullied at work, hiding from his creditors, and living in fear, his brain shuts down testosterone production. The commander thrives on challenge and physical effort. When you lift heavy logs, farm the land, or push your body to its limits, the testicles say, "This man is a warrior. He needs more fire." But when you live a life of ease, sitting on soft cushions from dawn till dusk, watching other men play games on your glowing phone screen instead of playing them yourself, the commander goes to sleep permanently.